There was a time when his voice was familiar, not loud, but near, a quiet knowing in your chest, a whisper in the stillness. You didn't question it, you followed. You moved not because you understood, but because you trusted. And back then, you didn't need proof, you just knew. But now it's different. The silence feels longer, the voice feels distant. You try to pray, but it feels forced. You try to listen, but all you hear is your own thoughts echoing back. And somewhere along the way, you started asking yourself, did I forget how to hear him? Did I lose that part of me? You didn't walk away on purpose. Life just got loud, pain got heavy, and somewhere in the noise, his voice got quieter. Or maybe you just stopped noticing. You didn't mean to drift, you just got tired, the kind of tired that sleep can't fix. So you started filling the silence with other voices, people, distractions, even good things that numbed the ache. But still, the void remained, because nothing speaks like he does. Nothing cuts through the noise like that still, steady whisper that once guided your every step. And now that it's gone, or feels gone, you question yourself. Was it ever real, or did I just imagine him? But deep down, you know the truth. You didn't imagine him. You encountered him. You felt him. You heard him. And what was once a daily rhythm now feels like a distant memory. Not because he stopped speaking, but because the space where you used to hear him has been filled with everything else. But here's what you might not realize. His voice never left. It didn't vanish. It didn't stop. It simply waited. Waited in the quiet moments you overlooked. In the morning light you rushed past. In the aching silence you tried to avoid. He's still speaking, not always in words, but in presence. In the ache that reminds you something's missing. In the peace that doesn't make sense. In the verse that shows up exactly when you needed it. You forgot his voice not because you failed, but because you got distracted. And he doesn't shame you for that. He just invites you back. No guilt, no punishment, just a whisper that's been there all along saying, I'm still here. I never stopped speaking. You just stopped listening. Maybe the reason you forgot his voice is because you stopped believing he wanted to speak to you. Maybe somewhere along the way you thought you had to earn it, that his presence was a reward for good behavior, and your silence was a consequence. But that's not how he works. He doesn't go silent when you mess up. He leans in, even when you run, even when you forget. He speaks in ways that don't demand your perfection. They invite your return. He's not waiting for you to clean up, fix everything, or feel worthy. He's waiting for you to notice that he never left. And maybe hearing his voice again isn't about trying harder. It's about quieting down, slowing the scroll, turning down the noise. Not to force something, but to remember someone. Because his voice isn't distant, it's familiar. You just need to make space to remember it. You don't have to chase it, his voice. You don't have to perform to prove you're ready. He's not hiding. He's been here all along, in the waiting, in the weeping, in the wondering. All you have to do is slow down, breathe, be still. The same way a familiar song can come flooding back with just the first note. His voice will return with just one moment of stillness. And when it does, it won't sound like thunder. It won't shout over your chaos. It'll sound like home. A tone you forgot you remembered. A presence your soul never stopped craving. You were never too far, never too lost. You just forgot. But even in forgetting, you were never forgotten. His voice didn't fade. It was just waiting for your heart to get quiet enough to hear it again. So maybe today isn't about finding something new. Maybe it's about remembering what's always been there. His voice, gentle, steady, patient. It doesn't demand, it draws you in. And in the stillness, you begin to hear it again. Not in shouts, but in whispers. In moments you used to overlook. In the space between breath. That voice you forgot, it still knows your name. It still calls you loved. And the beautiful thing is, you don't have to get it all right to return. You just have to come home. Because no matter how far you feel, his voice never stopped calling. You just needed the silence to realize the sound of his voice was never gone. It was just waiting to be remembered. What's one moment in your life when you realized his voice was still there?